Okay, so now we're on to part B. Yeah, mark it. Alright, so we just finished this one with 8
Yeah,
steps.
maybe we can do it with 16.
Yeah, well, let's see for a second. What do we notice about this shape? If that was a rectangle, what could we say about it?
Well, let's see. Well, we know this side here, this is the radius.
Ah, so if it was a rectangle, the height of the rectangle might be the radius.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the length of the rectangle?
The length of the rectangle is going to be 1/2 the circumference.
Ooh,
Because the other half is on this side.
1/2 the circumference. So what's that area?
It's 1/2 times the radius.
Yeah.
Then it's plus the radius. It's plus the radius times the circumference.
How come? Why did we get 2 parts here?
Well, because we're multiplying the radius through the 1/2 and the circumference.
Ah, I see what you're doing. Okay. But this is one number because this is a product here. This isn't 1/2 plus the circumference. It's 1/2 times the circumference.
So it's 1/2 radius times the circumference. The circumference times the radius.
Show me how you got that.
Well, I multiplied through. Well, we're only multiplying it through this. Or multiplying it through this whole number.
Right.
So it's 1/2 what's 1/2 times the circumference times the radius?
Okay. Yeah. So let's take a pause for part B here. If this was 2 times 6,
Yeah.
what would the area of this rectangle be?
It would be 12.
It'd be 12. What if instead of it was 2 times 2 times 3 down here? What would you
Well,
do?
you would multiply the 2 times 3 first.
Okay.
So you would get the 6 times the 2.
Yeah, I don't multiply the 2 times the 2 and then separately the 2 times the 3,
No.
right? Because I know I want the answer to be 12.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we have going on here. I have the radius, and I have 1/2 the circumference. So this is just some number,
Yep.
and it has to be multiplied times the radius. So I get 1/2 the radius times the circumference. Okay, so I get the 1/2 times the radius times the circumference.
Yep.
Okay, now, what is the circumference?
Well, the circumference is the thing around the circle.
Yeah, do we have any formulas involving the circumference?
Well, we have pi is the circumference of the diameter.
Aha, so what does that mean the circumference equals?
Circumference, well, that equals, it's 3 and a bit of the diameter.
That's right.
So the circumference, circumference is, if this radius is 1, well, wouldn't the circumference be pi?
If the radius is 1, the circumference would be pi, that's right. So how can I manipulate this formula here to give me some information about the circumference? Pi equals the circumference divided by the diameter. So what does the circumference equal?
The circumference is pi times the diameter.
Pi times the diameter. Very good. Very good. So what we have, going back to our rectangle here, what we're hoping for, radius, 1/2 the circumference. Well, what's the circumference
The circumference
divided by 2? Circumference divided by 2 is pi times the diameter divided by 2.
Yeah.
How does that formula simplify? Pi times the diameter divided by 2.
Well, it's, you can't, well, it's 1/2 pi, it's 1/2 pi times diameter.
Yeah, what's the diameter?
The diameter is, it's 2 in this case if the radius is 1.
Okay, so how many radiuses go into the diameter?
2.
2, so it's pi times twice the radius
Pi times 2r,
over 2.
we can take the 2 out.
Okay, and what do I get left
You
with?
get pi times the radius.
Pi times the radius. Okay, so half the circumference is pi times the radius. So what's the area of this rectangle?
Pi times the radius squared.
Pi r squared. Okay, so if we can turn this into a rectangle, the area of that rectangle is pi r squared. Is this a rectangle?
No.
No! Let's see what we can
Chop it up
do.
into infinite bits.
Let's see what we can do to make it a rectangle, okay?
Okay.
Alright.